Perks. Upgrades.
Hey everybody, this is Jorge from TeamJVS, and I am with the director and the main person that this whole movie is about, The Legend of MexMan, which is premiering at the Santa Barbara International Film Festival. I've had the honor to see this movie beforehand, and I just want to say it's spectacular. I completely loved this movie from start to finish. But first and foremost, Josh, Airman, how are you guys doing today?
Doing well,
Hi,
thanks,
great.
Jorge. Thanks for
Excellent.
having us.
No, not a problem. Thank you guys. So, I'll start asking you, Josh, a couple questions just to kind of start this off, and then we'll kind of flip it over here in a little bit. So what were one of the things that I know you've worked on the original X-Men, but what were some of the things that got you to create this, I guess, documentary of kind of the evolution of seeing this, director, Mr. Alonso, just kind of going through this process of just the whole evolution of trying to get this film rolling, all the struggles and all the things that he had to do. Like, what were some of the things that got you guys connected?
Yeah, we met in 2008 on a job where we were both hired videographers for a nonprofit, and it was 2010 that I 2 years later that I started filming with Germán, and really it was just his passionate creativity that drew me out to his art studio in South El Monte, Los Angeles. And I did not know the story that would unfold of trying to bring the old college team back together to adapt the college film into a feature film. I didn't know that was the mission. But suddenly I was inside of it and meeting the Soper twins and John Sims and the whole team, and I just grabbed along for the ride. So yeah, it was Germán as a one of a kind guy that and my fandom of his films that brought me out to see his studio.
No, that's awesome. And then, Germán, I see that are you actually at the at the airport where you were, or most of this was filmed and all that right now?
Yes.
I love it. I think that was such a unique spot for not only your studio, but like how beneficial it was to be able to film like the short that you guys had to make in order to even like get all this rolling. But I guess I'll ask you how was this whole experience? Because it's always something to live and to go through, certain events and certain parts of your life, but to almost be vulnerable enough to unveil it to like the world to basically see, and you yourself having to, I don't want to say in a sense relive it, but seeing yourself from a couple of years ago reliving some of these events. How has that process been for you?
Well, it's weird. What else can I say? I didn't really intend it to go this way. I'm humble because Josh was interested in my work, and as an artist, I appreciate any people that would like to collaborate or appreciate my point of view and what I've done. But it's still awkward. It's been a strange experience. And then I what can I say? I need a lot of therapy. And watching that movie, it's like, oh my God, wow, and it's it's weird. It's really weird, and I'm determined to not be known for only that movie because I so much more art I feel, and at least I'd like to be more aware and more in control of my own life for whatever sequel it would be in just in life. I'm not talking about a direct sequel to that movie, but
Yeah.
I want to be, yes, the am I going to be a product of my environment, or is my environment going to be a product of me? And and sort of take charge and what do you call it, autonomy and what's the word I'm looking for? But yeah. Anyway, so not residency.
Respond with ability.
Yeah, I mean respond with ability, obviously, but it's agency, you know, and really be the author of my as much as I can of myself, you know, and so it's an interesting mirror that Josh provided. I'm grateful. I have to be grateful to him. I mean, he you know, he's my friend. He followed me around. Um, you know, what can I say? I'm grateful. But it is awkward. It is an awkward situation. And I'm still trying to see where it's going to fit because, frankly, I've already faced it. I went to Utah to face myself, so to speak, you know. And once I did, it was cathartic. I cried a lot, especially seeing my Mr. Wolf is passing by here with this lovely towing rig. No, he has Mr. Wolf, but that's his company. But my point is, I was kind of done with it, you know, and now to be, you know, I've just recently started eking my way back to Facebook, and then he posts it on my timeline, like, God, it's that picture of me, and I'm just like, oh man, did I really? It's a fucking Neanderthal. Sorry, it's a real Neanderthal version of me. You know, so it is. Am I gonna have to face it again? I'd rather not see it, to be honest with you, until for a long time. You know, and it hasn't been long enough right now. But these guys have worked hard, and they're fans of mine. I don't blame them. Frankly, my work is incredible. No, I'm kidding. But no. I'm a schmuck. I'm a schmuck, but I channel greatness. You know, I got a connection here to the almighty spirit force of the universe. You know, like we all do. But I'm grateful some people who have taken a liking to some of the films I have. I have so many more I'd like to do. My favorite filmmaker is Stanley Kubrick. I feel like he really, you know, it touched on the human condition in various robust points of the great dimension, you know, to show us from all these perspectives. I have so many more films I'd like to make. So I'm very grateful to these guys. But what else can I say? I mean, I you know, I have to face myself again. It's like a, you know, it's like a zombie. This movie, you know, it's like I thought it was done. You know, it's like comes out of the.
No,
But
yeah.
anyway, all good.
That's awesome. No, and I guess one of the questions I have for you is with most of this movie, I guess, was this just kind of, I don't want to call it like lost footage from like when you originally were shooting MexMan, or I guess how did all this footage kind of come to be? Was this just kind of a lot of stuff? Because some of it seemed like obviously you were shooting for it to be a doc and just kind of to remember the whole process that you guys went through. And then some of it you know, like seemed extremely personable. Like you were, there's some scenes, you know, where, you know, you're kind of one-on-one and like just you're like, you know, Armand, you're being completely vulnerable and you're kind of exposing yourself 100%. Like, was this always in the back of your mind of creating something like this, or is this just something that, you know, a couple years obviously have passed since MexMan came out and you guys were like, hey, let's, you know, let's get the band together and let's kind of do this again. Like, how did all this come about?
It's just destiny and Mr. Polon's determinedness, and you know, and just doing my thing. He just happened to be following me for so many years with a camera, and then you know he there's that arc of it. I didn't plan any of this. I don't think he did either. It was just sort of like where are we after so long, and he happened to be there at the right time at the right place. Now I know what you're talking about, the extremely vulnerable part, because I did just, you know, at the end of it I was like, you know, here, just take it. You know, I in retrospect perhaps I wouldn't do that again. Because it was
And I think that's one of those parts that made it so authentic and so like it drew me more to you. And it's interesting, you know, because I'll be brutally honest. I did not know about this until I saw this movie, and I've started diving into like your catalog a little bit. And I've gone on to a couple of like your web pages where you have some of like your YouTube videos of some of your shorts, and
All
there's
right.
different things in there where I'm like, man, like this is really good, and like even the short that you shot in this movie, El Shakar, like
Yeah.
it's such a neat like just movie to make. Just kind of seeing some of those, and even though it was just like test footage, but I kind of start diving in and seeing some of like your claymation that you do and animation with it, and there's really not many people who have that art anymore, and who have that dedication. And I think that's something, at least for me and some of my audience that's watching this, I hope that it's almost like an onion where we just got the top layer of it and you gave us just enough to like start soaking in and seeing more of your stuff, which only gets me more excited because now, for me at least, I have both of you guys kind of like bookmarked now. Whenever anything, that you guys are going to be doing, it's something that I for sure will be watching, just because I love the way it was shot by you, Josh, and the way that you directed this and kind of compiled it. But then also just seeing the talent that was there, like it just brings such a unique, full circle to this, kind of, I call it in a sense like a little masterpiece, because it opens you up to so much more things that you just weren't prepared for while watching this, which I personally just loved.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It, it
Thank you
reminds
so
me
much.
it reminds me of Borat. A Mexican Borat. Oh, but anyway, there's a plane starting up here. but uh, but
Can you elaborate, Herman, please?
let me move here. Well, it has a lot of heart, and at the same time, there's an awkwardness to it. I always think of The Simpsons where Marge paints that painting of Mr. Burns naked, and he's like, I don't hate this, And I mean, when I first saw it, I didn't really hate it. Um, I've grown to hate it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Come on, guys. But look, I just uh, look, what can I say? I mean, thank you guys. Thanks for just being interested in my work. What is it? I've not yet begun to fight, but it's cool, Hey,
No,
Are you on a
um,
bicycle?
yeah, I'm on a bicycle here. Just trying to avoid propellers. Um, but yeah,
Jorge,
it's
what you said was music to my ears, that it inspired you to click around on his YouTube and discover more works past and
thank
current.
you.
That's what I
I
that's
appreciate
what I
that.
wanted to do, was celebrate the like single most electric tidal wave of creativity human I've ever met. And if and
That's
that's
really
the mission.
Thank you guys. I mean, I'm humbled by all this. Honestly, I don't, I'm awkward here. I don't really take myself to be like this personality. And the older I've gotten, the more cringier the whole thing has gotten. And the whole thing about, I mean, like entertainment and everything.
yeah.
I think the world needs a better light bulb. But you know, I but it's awesome just to be able to hear people like you, just for me personally, just to like, hey man, we like your work, because honestly, life's hard, just trying to make ends meet and make money and survive. And then the movie for me has a lot of great defeats, and it's very embarrassing moments in my life, because it's like, I don't want to be a cautionary tale, I don't want to be that guy, but in a way, like, I don't know, I ultimately, like, it's still yet to have really settled into my life and my spirit. I don't know where it's ultimately going to go, but I'm deeply humbled by you, Jorge, and the other guys that, hey, wow, thank you. What else can I say? Just be grateful, and hopefully I can get a little screener, but but yeah, what can I say, guys? I'm working right now on my theory of everything, and it's just a kind of a love letter to God, and my thoughts and feelings on humanity and the human condition. you know, and let me just articulate myself. The two words that I really have to focus on ideas is articulation and leverage, being able to leverage, you know. Um, I'm working in an animatic universe. It's kind of like a South Park. It is, it's ultimately, I think he started catching a little bit of it, but I'm really far down the rabbit hole now, and I have actual goods that I'm packaging. You know, I have a lot of content. I'm working on this body of work for this last phase of my work. I say last because I kind of want to move on after this, and I don't know what that's going to be. I'm hoping it's to be a good parent. You know, I'd like to have a child and pass on all the good things that I have been given to me, while hopefully, you know, preventing traumas inside the house, because the world will already provide that. But if you have a good house and good loving upbringing, you know, that's a good start. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm up to, and I appreciate this film for bringing attention to my other work. You know, what else can I say?
No,
You know?
man, you're amazing, man. And I know we're short on time here, and I definitely want to be respectful of your guys' time, but definitely just want to thank both of you guys for the time that you guys have given me. For everyone else, definitely, you know, if you're around, especially at the Santa Barbara International Film Festival, please check this film out. It will. I think one of the taglines in it, it's like it's the biggest like underdog story, and it truly is more than that. And it's a story of like reality and hope and love and just passion. And you bring up, you know, like having a good family and all that. It's like it even shows like how strong like your family like tied in to help you finish some of your works and all that. Like this movie has it all. Like that, I'll just leave it at that. You know, definitely go see it. I cannot stress it enough. But you know, Josh, Herman, you know, just want to say thank you so much. You guys have been amazing, and I hope the rest of your day goes well, guys. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Jorge. Watching the film and taking time on a Saturday. Really appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys, and I wish you guys much success.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Bye.
All right, bye,
Bye,
guys.
G.